18-point lead for UAV. We're not even halfway through the first half. Tim, they shooting lights out of the building right now.
Yeah, this is exactly what UC Merced did not want. For them to come in hot, their shots not falling. Really just having trouble catching a break right now.
Pioneers shooting a ridiculous 80% from the floor early on, and 83% from the floor, or from three so far. Compare that to Merced, who's 0 for 3 from downtown here early on. Here's Cobb, trying to get away from Moskaitis. We'll get it to Williams. Dumps it to Botmani, and he goes up with the right hand and gets it to go. Breaks a pretty big run for UAV.
Needed that, Merced. That dribble drive, that's going to be key for them.
It's a 16-0 run for the Pioneers. Austin with some great vision finds a cutting Moskaitis, and he just gets an easy lay-in.
Yeah, got lost track of there by the Merced defense. Botmani.
So here's Williams. It's Merced now just trying to inch their way back into it. Cobb drives against Cabrera. Step back jumper, good. Nice shot from Cobb.
Yeah. I like that aggressive take. Sometimes he's a guy that lingers around the perimeter. That time drove in.
Rousseau fouled way out high on the floor, so the bucket doesn't count. It'll be just the third foul on Merced here early on. And we're going to see Obiura come back into the game to try and match up against some of the bigs for UAV with that Austin-Moskaitis combo. It's really a bunch of bigs on the floor for UAV and not many for Merced.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the guard play makes the bigs distracted. You know, they're thinking about that and lose track of their own man.
So here's Gonzalez with the basketball. Guarded out high by Wynn. Now to Rousseau, who's only got 3 so far today, but hasn't had to do much. He's got a lot of help. Rousseau off the screen, still looking. Will put up a jumper from the foul line. Count it, and he's fouled. (20-4) run for UAV right now. And the lead is 18 once again with a chance to get it to 19. Rousseau now with 5, a chance to get to 6. And Kevin Pham having a discussion with the official on the near side about, I think, something off the moving screen, I would say. As here's Westlake. Second unit on the floor for Merced. Pioneers get a trio up off the bench of starters as they'll check in on the next whistle. Here's Wynn, drops it for Cobb. Cobb wants to find space, thought he had it. Yeah. Good closeout from Austin. Now Westlake into the paint, he's fouled by Alex Austin. And it'll send Westlake to the line for 1-1.
Yeah, risky for Cobb to pick up his dribble like that, but I like the spark that Westlake can bring to UC Merced off the bench. He's instant offense.
Only had 3 points on Friday against Cal State Maritime, and he's been quiet as of late. He's kind of, I think he's been nursing an injury to the right hand.
He definitely is, yes.
You can see some tape on his pinky finger, and early in the week I saw a lot of heavy tape on that right hand.
See how he does at the line here.
In warm-ups today, we watched him exclusively, and he looked pretty good from distance. So he takes the first. No shot, and it's a violation against Merced, so that wipes out the free throw. That's a big mistake.
That really is. With 10:47 to go, you could point to that as being one of the biggest ones they may have in this game. A chance to get into double digits with the clock stopped. And a lane violation thwarts it.
Here's Rousseau, just speeds around everybody. He stepped on the baseline. I think Rousseau goes over to Dave Allegra and says, "Did he push me out?" And David said, "No."
It's good help defense that time from Merced. Way to wall him off. Keep the feet moving. Don't plant, don't try to reach. Just stay on your toes, stay moving.
Well, I think you have to do that. You can't let him get his, especially with everybody else in the UAV roster shooting the lights out of the gym right now. So here's Cottrell back into the game. Bounce pass over to Durr. Durr working against Rousseau. Now Mast right there with him. Pioneers a little disconnected. Cottrell tries to drive, kicks back. Haywood, 3 from the corner, too strong. Rousseau goes way up, but had it stolen by Westlake after he pulled down the rebound. And then an offensive foul called against Obiura as Mast, just outside the restricted area, draws another one.
Junkyard dog, Mast.
He's certainly not afraid of contact on the inside.
Especially taking on a big fella like Obiura like that.
That's really what him and Kyle like to do on the inside for UAV. That's why they're in there together. And that's why UAV can go with that small lineup to start. So it's a 19-point advantage, and we're 3 seconds from halfway through the first half. UAV red hot here early on. Cabrera over to Johnson. Johnson will put up a 3, no. Westlake able to box out Cabrera and comes down with the rebound. He'll run it ahead, speeds right to the basket, kicks it back to Haywood, and an offensive foul called on Westlake. Guess who draws it again? Jacob Mast.
That was not an instant replay. We are still with you live here.
We don't have replay on the broadcast today. And that's the 6th foul on Merced, so quick fouls, and all of a sudden both teams are in the bonus.
2 of them offensively.
So it's been nearly a perfect first half for UAV. 10 of 12 from the floor. 10 of 13 as the numbers switch. 5 of 7 from 3. Merced just shooting 3 of 13 here early on. And 0 for 4 from downtown. Here's Kyle spins, and Kyle's called for an offensive foul as Cottrell able to sell that one.
We're just trading offensive fouls at the moment now.
You look, we talked about fouls per game on UAV, 21.9. Here at the Peck, during the season, opponents fouling 20 times during a game. So we get a lot of fouls here at the Peck generally, so this is not a surprise.
The fouls, and maybe that's a product of the opponents of UAV getting caught playing at their pace a little bit.
I think so, and UAV doesn't mind taking many fouls as Cottrell has an open look for 3, and he got it. Good shot from Cottrell, and that's what Merced needs to try and get back in this one.
They really needed that. He's their leading scorer. Have to have your best step up here in a game like this.
So 16-0 run for UAV. It pushed it to 19. Oh, Rousseau right with Durr in his face, knocks it down, and you can get it back to 19.
Rousseau senses those moments when he can sense the opponent gathering a little momentum, or when he needs to answer to something an opponent just did. He seems like he always rises to that occasion.
So here's Westlake drives, kicks back. Obiura into the paint. Good move around. Mass went up with the left hand, didn't get it to go.
Even Idenchuku can't get a break. All these rim rollers for Merced here this evening.
They want to double Rousseau. He's able to get it to Holden. Holden penetrates, kicks it over Mast. Wanted a 3 at an open look. Instead, we'll hold on here. Inside to Holden. Holden with 9 to shoot, backing down, gets it to Johnson. 3-pointer from the wing, too strong. Cottrell able to get the rebound. Good box out from Haywood to help.
Yeah, nice rebound from Cottrell. He played football his senior year. Talked about using his body was what he learned from it.
Really athletic move from Ryan Haywood to go to the basket, and that time gets the roll.
They need that. They need the big guards to dribble drive, and everything will create from there.
Johnson catches at the block, spins to the baseline with the left hand, good, and the foul on Westlake.
Westlake was expecting help from the weak side there, so he sort of went around him thinking the help was coming on the other end, but a nice move to get back inside there for Johnson. Looks like our official wants to clean up some trash talk.
Yeah, Johnson kind of flexed after the bucket, and I think the officials want to make sure that doesn't happen. Johnson to the line, chance to make it an even 30 here. Chris, a 68% free throw shooter. Cobb coming back in to take over for Westlake, who has 2 fouls. .7:43 to go here in the first half. Johnson at the foul line. As Johnson makes it, it's a 20-point lead. 33-13 in favor of the Pioneers. 7:40 to go here in the first half. Haywood slows it down. I think that's kind of what Kevin Pham wants now. You're trailing by 20. You got to do anything to keep the ball out of UAV's hands.
Right, that was the game plan coming in, like a team taking on Peyton Manning's Colts in his heyday, try to keep the ball away from him.
Haywood drives, Moskaitis challenges, and he gets it around him and in. Back-to-back buckets for Haywood on 2 really athletic plays from the young man.
Yeah, still kind of a deliberate offense, but it's all about him driving and carrying this team right now. They go as he goes.
Moskaitis called for an offensive foul. Good job by Adenchiku to draw it. And it's another turnover on UAV on the offensive foul. That's their 9th, so the next one will put Merced at the line for 2, and we have 7 minutes to go.
They need that.
And you said it often on the broadcasts on Saturday night, the more times you can score with the clock off, the better.
When you're down like this against UAV, got to create those opportunities and execute on them. If this team's going to foul a lot, got to capitalize.
Haywood drives, throws it up high. Wow, that time he got the bounce. 3 straight for Haywood. And a little mini run here for Merced.
Haywood taking over. He's their backbone, and he's got to strengthen this team around him right now.
It's back down to 16 at the moment. Holden to Johnson. Johnson, step back jumper from about 18, no. An offensive foul on Holden as he got tied up underneath the basket by Haywood. Second on Holden here, so actually the first on Holden, the board switches. So UAV finding themselves, no surprise, in foul trouble. That's already the 10th foul on the Pioneers. 17 fouls in this first half as a total. And it'll send Haywood to the line.
78% free throw shooter.
So he misses on the first. And again, that's a guy that you can't have missed shooting 78%.
No, not in this situation, this deficit. Clock stopped, a chance to score.
Gets the second one to go. Subs checking in. And it's Durr in for Cottrell here. UAV 6-0 all-time against the Bobcats here at the PAC, and 10-1 all-time against Merced. So trailing already by a handful, by 15 in a place you have not won ever.
Right. It's crazy. It's a game of matchups.
Smashed 3, no, too strong off the back iron. Haywood with the rebound, and here's what Merced can kind of get themselves back into it. If Haywood can maybe get another one to fall down. Instead, he just kind of almost threw it away. Adenchiku able to recover. He kind of works into the paint. Wants to back down Alex Austin. Spins, still spins, throws it up. Didn't get it to go. Rousseau able to pull down the board. Pioneers with a 5-on-3 back the other way. Gonzalez 3, yes sir. And a timeout by Jordan Mast. Right back up to 18. Math is not my strong suit already here in this game. 5:42 to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout.